Hey, great Wednesday morning. It is kind of cool morning where I'm at. And again, as I mentioned yesterday and I mentioned earlier in the week, I have come to take care of some dental issues that I'm having. So I left the fort in good hands, maybe. uh, I want to say thank you though to all my family and all my friends that have been very, very proactive. I have I'm very, very appreciative that my family has been out there, very, very supportive, and they're out there sending texts and encouraging individuals to come out and vote. Guys, it's the only way that anything is going to change in our area. It's the only way that it's actually going to work if we come out and vote. And one thing that we've been very adamant about and shared is that it's not just going out to vote; it's taking other individuals out to vote, encouraging the other folks to go out and vote. Uh, Let me say, I actually had a conversation with some folks in regards to them saying, actually yesterday they called me and they said, "Hey, that's well, you're not here at the library," and I said, "I'm taking care of my tooth, my muela," and and I say that because there's only so much that a lot of us can do. But if we all do our part, then there's no reason that this campaign cannot be successful. There's no reason for us not to get uh, what we deserve in regards to what needs to be coming to us from a PUB, not only from PUB, also from the Brownsville City Commission. Morning, Z.
Morning. Sorry, I'm driving, but I'm paying attention to the road. Uh,
Oh,
I just gotta. I've been. I gotta work for a living, dude. I gotta pay my PUB bills, man.
well, yeah, I know. I know. It's part of the allure of watching the show is looking at my beautiful face, and I'm sorry that you're not going to be able to be looking at my beautiful face this morning.
Well, I'll be parking in front of my business in about a minute or so. I just didn't want you to think that I ignored the opportunity to speak, and I appreciate the invitation. And I just want to start by saying that Jessica Tetra is a habitual liar. She's a narcissist, and always plays the victim. And so I would have loved to have known that she was going to come out on your show yesterday, so I could call her a liar to her face and let her know that she is a absolute liar because when she first got elected, and Erasmo, you and I both know because you and I know the truth about how she got in. Okay, and I remember very, very like if it was yesterday, she had gone over to Tony Martinez's office at his business downtown. And check this out. She comes after the meeting telling me that she was so impressed with Tony Martinez about how smart he was and how rich were her words, how rich he was. And I said, Rich, how would you know how rich he is? She goes, oh, you don't know. He was signing checks, 7,000, 4,000, 14,000. He was just signing checks left and right. I said, why would he be signing checks in front of you? And how would you know the amount of checks that he was paying? Why would he flaunt that kind of money in front of you to begin with? But she was mesmerized from the very beginning for money. And so what she's over here saying about the audit is absolutely a lie. She knew exactly what was going on with Tenasca. Now she says that she was concerned. Well, I might be concerned that I might have to fart, but doesn't mean that I'm not going to question what I ate the night before. She knew exactly what she was doing, and yet she chose to vote in favor of it. And not only that, she's questioning now the audit when all along the only two people left on that city commission are the two people is Rose Gowen and Jessica Tetro. Now, if you remember, everybody once the Fly Frontera came out, because that was during the time that she got elected. Anybody but Charlie. Anybody but Charlie was happy to beat Jessica. It could have been anybody. The word anybody meant anybody. We got Jessica Tetrae to get Charlie Atkinson out. Not because she was the best candidate, because he was the last resource that we had. And we got her in and we're paying for it now. Us taxpayers, us PUB ratepayers are paying for it now because we just got anybody off the street elected that was easily manipulated, coerced, and sold her vote just to be in front of the camera. Okay, now let's be honest. She got out people that were on the GBEC board to get her and Cesar de Leon appointed to the GBEC board. During this time that she was having these conversations with the Tenasca, she knew exactly, okay, what was happening because she was not only a city commissioner, she was on the GBEC board. She was part of the BEDC board. She knew exactly what was gone. It was explained to her because you and I would go to those meetings because it was a spin-off of what was happening out of the Fly Frontera scam. Then we had all Jacob Engineering always do the studies that we needed. We paid $500,000 for one study that Carlos Marin did, and then we paid another $750, $750,000, excuse me, for this. And then we even went to Monterrey, and we ended up paying $100,000 for one banner to start attracting businesses to come down. She was part of the problem. She is part of the problem. And for her to come out yesterday on your show and play the victim, it's freaking insulting, bro. Because she's nothing but a victim. She is part of the problem. She needs to own up to her mistakes and get the hell out of the city commission. That's what she needs to do. Her and Gowan. That's what we get. We got to
Let me
get
say
people out of the PUB
one
board.
of the
You're right.
things that I think we learned a lot from yesterday's show. And one of the things that I think is important is that have that investigation on information, lots more information in regards to what the next steps are going to be. And again, one of the things that we did that did mention yesterday was that Commissioner Tro and Commissioner Coleman, she was on the PUB board. You know, she was on the PUB board, and her name comes up in the audit in and I don't know if they did that on purpose or they did that because there's something farther in regards to the involvement there. I think that's one of the things that we learned from Commissioner de las Chanclas the other night that he was on as well. That there might be, more things coming. There's got to be more prosecution
Well,
than what
there
we're
has to be.
basically seeing. Don't you think?
Right now, I got a call from a friend of mine, dear friend of mine that owns a lot of businesses downtown and throughout the Bronzeville. He has no idea how he's going to pay his utility bills. Okay, no idea. There's no, as a small business owner, okay, we don't know how we're going to do it. Our employees are struggling to pay their bills. Our employees are coming to us and asking us that they want an increase because they can't pay their bills, their utility bills. We, as small business owners, are having the same issue trying to pay our utility bills. Okay, how are we going to give something to somebody that we don't have? I can't easily increase the rates because my customer already locked me into a price for the rest of the year. It's not their problem that I can't, that our local commissioners, our local PUB members ripped us off. It's not their problem, and we want to make it their problem. They're not going to accept that problem. It's not their issue. They didn't cause it, and they're not going to pay for it. They leave that up to us. Okay, when we have a commissioner or commissioners out there defending themselves and defending their appointees, okay, because they're appointed these people and they're not holding anybody accountable, and they don't want to use the word criminal theft because they're part of the problem themselves. And you were right by saying, and I did go back and I try to listen to the whole show that you had last night, when you said that some of these people were appointed on the board, okay, and they should be criminally charged. Nobody, not even her, want to say it because she wants to play the victim. Now, the other commissioners that were on the that are on the board because you said it, and the audit says it, that every individual commissioner was spoken to individually. How can anybody sit there and say, I didn't know what was happening? How many times did they have to tell you what was happening and you voted for it and then still say, I didn't know what was happening? I didn't show up to vote. We know that she doesn't like to show up to vote on anything. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm back here. I had to switch platforms. I don't know if I was like zoning out, so I wanted to make sure that we got it completely.
Yeah.
Go back into what you said about last night's show.
Last night's show, Jessica Tetro says that there was a lot of misinformation being fed to her. In the audit, you mentioned, and it's in the audit, it said there that every commissioner was was approached and spoken to individually. Okay, individually, everybody knew what was happening.
Yeah.
Now she always abstained or she didn't show up to potential meetings. She only showed up to meetings where the majority of the votes were. Now, if you remember, she mentioned the names, not me. She mentioned Rick Longoria, she mentioned Cesar de Leon, she mentioned herself, and she mentioned Joel Munguia. Those was the majority. She was high on her horse when she had the majority of 4 votes. Now that the new commission came here, she's not the majority, so now she's not back playing the victim. She flip flops all the time when it doesn't go her way. But we got to hold her and Gowan also responsible, not just Nurith Golansky. We have people on that board that knew about it from the very beginning. Do you agree or not?
Oh yeah, completely agree. And I agree with you in regards to they all had knowledge of it. And again, one of the things that I mentioned last night, and again I said like why wasn't anyone more vocal about it? You know, why is it that there's because one of the things that we got last night is that now the feds are involved. You know, there is going to be a federal investigation and a local investigation. My issue, Zeke, is why did it take this long? Because let me tell you one thing, Zeke. When I was on the BISD board, the instant that I found out that Sylvia Atkinson was doing a tranza in regards to the cartels in Mexico, I immediately went to the feds. You know, I didn't wait. I didn't let me get more information. Immediately go to the feds. So my issue is, why did all these individuals that had an inkling or knowledge of it, why weren't they more vocal back then? You know, why now that the audit is out, it seems that everyone is on the right side of the issue.
Because of all the perks that they get at Asmo. They they get to come out on the parades. They get to come out in VIP tables. They get to be flaunted. We have PUB as a sponsor of $10,000, $15,000, $5,000. Here are we celebrate them like they're celebrities, man. It's not their money. It's my freaking money. It's your freaking money. It's not their freaking money to be wined and dined. They go to all these countries. You mentioned that. They go to these countries, and what did she do? She appointed herself on the board of GBEC so that she could go traveling. She went to Florida to go see SpaceX over their launch. On whose dime? On our taxpayers' dime. She went to California. And those are the only 2 trips that I remember at the top of my head, but I'm sure she's gone to a lot of other places. As a matter of fact, I've got PUB coming into my business right now to make sure that my meter is working so they could charge me more. And I don't know if
Well,
you see them, but mira, ahí están.
yeah. Well, let me tell you, one of the
Give me
things that
one
I
second. Hold on.
go. One of
Uh, oh, how you doing? Hold on. Let's get. Hold on. I got you on.
stuff like that happens in your life. Guys, one of the things that I think, Zeke, what do you think about the BISD current board squandering $1 million in the Sam Stadium? We'll ask him that. I think he's going to have be very opinion on it. Let me say, guys. Oye,
Hey,
ya tienes fans
you want to
también.
know something?
Yeah.
You didn't hear what he said, right?
No.
You didn't hear what the person said?
No. He said,
I'm going to tell you what he said. And we're not getting him in trouble because he's just a regular worker.
yeah.
He said, "Thank you for coming on an Erasmo show and speaking on behalf of not only the PUB workers, that we're not responsible for this, but thank you for speaking out for us. This is why we do what we do at Erasmo.
Yeah.
This is why you and I have been adamant, and we've gotten so much crap throughout the years, more than a decade. And I'll be honest with you, every time that I've called you, even when you were on the BSD board, you've answered me. And even I've given you the freaking tough questions, you have been honest with me.
Always.
And sometimes I know that you try not to be uh, the hard ass all the time. I know that sometimes you try to be the devil's advocate sometimes and give people the opportunity to put the rope and hang themselves. You know what I mean? Like you did to Jessica Tetro yesterday. Because what she doesn't realize that we all know how to go and do public information requests, how to go back to the minutes. I don't know how many times she didn't show up to the meetings, how many times she chose not to ask the right questions, how many times did she vote to increase our ratepayers money. Now, yesterday, the guy from PUB, the CFO, said that a lot of this money that was taken away or given away to all these studies, which is what the 30 or $40 million that they gave to these vendors, came from surplus money. Surplus.
Poof.
How the hell do you have that much money left over and not give it back to us? That means you're overcharging us.
Yeah.
How can you say that? That it's surplus money? Come on, for crying out loud! It's not your money. It's my money. It's your
Zeke,
money. And they say they
Zeke,
have surplus money.
Zeke, I think everyone in Brownsville right now would love to have surplus money. And unfortunately,
Any
we,
money.
anybody, unfortunately, we don't because of, first of all, the economy the way it is. I mean, it's a disaster. But more importantly, because of what our local leadership has done to this community. And it's enough. Ya es tiempo. And it's not only PUB, it's not only the city commission, it's not only, it's also BISD. And Alberto had a question for you. What do you think about BISD current board squandering $1 million on Sam Stadium? They were scammed for $1 million.
Look, why do you think people don't come and invest in Brownsville anymore? Why do they fear? And this is not secondhand rumors that I'm talking about. I'm talking about investors that would come and love to open up manufacturing facilities in Brownsville, open up businesses in Brownsville. They hear of what's happening. They can't hide the fact that they keep misusing taxpayers' money. And we are supposed to sit there and just say, oh, no big deal. They think that we're stupid, that we keep allowing the mistakes that they do. Man, as much as you guys don't appreciate Carlos Elizondo, that guy, to be honest with you, is a straight shooter, man. I mean, what happened to him is a spinoff of Sylvia Atkinson.
Yeah, I like Carlos.
We need we need to have people with real voices in that board. Right now, with what's happening with Minerva Peña, what's happening with all the elected, I mean, they fight like it's death for a position that doesn't even pay.
But
For a position that doesn't pay. Why would they fight for death? Why would they even allow somebody in their own family to commit suicide over a position? Freaking resign. But a life is not even worth that. Then what is? If you don't value somebody else's life, a family member, what do you expect from them to take any compassion towards you and I? They'll just increase our
hombre,
taxes again because they can. And we're supposed to just allow it to happen, but then people don't go out and vote and don't vote for the right people.
people
I'm
need to
not
come
gonna
out and vote.
believe. I don't accept anybody's lies anymore. It's not a popular vote. Look, Jessica appointed somebody that owes tens of thousands of dollars in back child support. just because he chauffeurs her around in the parade. Come on, tells her how beautiful she looks, lies to her face all the time. Dude, I'm not gonna allow this. Just some freaking low beat, deadbeat dad be on the board to tell me how to use my money, how they're gonna take it away from me, steal it from me, and then tell me that don't after they got caught. Oh, the only thing that's left is $29 million. Take it or leave it. No, it wasn't 29 million. It was 130 million,
Yeah.
and they want to give me back a portion that they didn't get to spend.
Nombre
And then the
queda.
city and cállate. All these projects. Look, these projects, schools that are being built when we can't even have students enough in the schools. Okay, but they're building schools. Why? Because if they don't spend it, they can't get it again. Wait a minute. How many freaking managers does it take? And not enough workers. Give that surplus money, that increased money to the workers, to the teachers, to the staff, the ones that are really doing the labor. Not the ones that think they know what they're doing, but the ones that actually know what they're doing.
You got a lot of fans on here. Yeah, you're right, Mr. Z. Someone said, uh, thank you for what you said on the news, Mr. Z. Mr. Zeal did an awesome job on the news. I'm going like, he's not Zeal, he's Z.
Well, look, all I could say is this: I'm very upset, very disappointed because sometimes a lot of people have not been able to speak because of fear of retaliation. Then we have liars like Jessica Tetra that come out on the show and try to excuse her actions because they don't want to be held accountable for their actions. We have to hold our commissioners accountable. We are not mushrooms. We cannot be kept in the dark and fed crap all the time and then make faces like we like it. No, we don't like it. We don't like the smell of it. We don't like the taste of it. We don't like the look of it. And we're not going to want it. Okay? We cannot accept anybody. This is why it's happening. Because we allow them, the people that we entrusted, to tell us. And they think that because we elected them, or some people elected them, that they are responsible for telling us lies.
Commissioner Tetro says, blatant lies. She travels on her own dime.
You
Hello,
there?
Z. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a spam caller.
Commissioner Tetro sent a message. She said, blatant lies. I travel on my own dime.
Well, that's what you say. You might travel on your own dime. I never mentioned about travel. But yes, let's see how many times you go to Disney after you get voted out next term.
I'm a Zeke fan. See, I lost.
So have her call me a liar when she told me that she went to Tony Martinez's office, that she would be at Tony Martinez's office all the time. How does she know how much he pays in bills? Why would he even flaunt that kind of money in front of her? Is it because people want to be something that they're not? And look, who's the one that scammed us? Who scammed us? Tony Martinez. Who voted for that scam? Jessica Tetro, along with Tony Martinez, Rose Gowen. Those people that she mentioned, Cerza de Leon. Okay, I don't know if Debbie Portillo was there at the time or not, but they were the
She
majority
was.
of the votes. Okay, they were the majority of the votes. Now somebody needs to hold her accountable because her and Gowen are the last two on that board. And you're right, we need to get rid of them all,
Everyone out.
including the ones that were on the PUB board that voted for this increase. And if they say we were misled, well, then that only shows that they're stupid because they didn't ask the questions or they just rubber stamped them because they wanted the freebies, the perks. They wanted those fancy dinners, those fancy shows to be paraded and parade like if there's some type of celebrity, like they've done something good for the community.
I suggest a forensic audit of all professional billings were paid for by PUB and focusing on those billings after they were made aware that the NASCA was a no-go. That's one of the things that I've been wanting to get the information on in regards to how much money did we pay out to every single individual on the contract list after they already knew that Tenasca was going to go bust. But let me ask you, Zeke. We asked Commissioner Detroit last night. What's your take on Commissioner County Judge Eddie Trevino now wanting to seek re-election after we find out all this mess that they've created?
Well, he did say that, you know, it is very difficult, and Carlos knows it, okay? And I mean Mr. Cascos, excuse me. I'm going to call him Mr. Cascos because he is an elected official and he's a friend of mine as well. And do I feel that double dipping is not right? Yes. You tell me an attorney that's going to admit guilt. There are attorneys. No attorney. Look, we have a district attorney, ex-district attorney, doing federal prison, Armando Villalobos. He played innocent to the very freaking last days. We had a judge, Abel Limas. What did he do? He could freaking turned on everybody else, but he was guilty. We had Marchand jump off the bridge at the island to commit suicide. Okay, they're all attorneys. Mark Rosenthal did 20 years federal prison. Jim Solis, federal prison. All attorneys, and all say the same thing. I'm innocent. Now, he's not going to tell you that he double invoiced or didn't invoice. What do I take out of this? The voters need to decide who's telling the truth and who's not.
Yeah, and look, one of the things that I'm very, very proud of is that it took a while, but now we're getting the criminal investigation. I want them to act fast. I want names, I want dates, I want to know everything that they did because again, it is inexcusable for the PUB board and the city commission to come out and say, "Well, we've got 29 million for you. Thank us." You know, they want us to thank them, Zeke. They want us to applaud them because they're giving us the surplus $29 million.
Not surplus, just what they weren't able to steal. I
Yeah,
mean, they stole it, but they weren't able to spend it. Excuse me. Only what they got caught that was left over. So if you go rip off a bank and you steal $1 million and they catch you with $30,000, they're gonna say, "Okay, don't worry about it. Just give me back the $30,000 and we'll forgive you the $700,000." And no, you're still
that's local.
responsible to pay back those $700,000. You were just caught with your money in your cookie jar and you left two cookies in there. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
You
that's
already
it.
ate the rest. They spent the rest.
They spent the rest,
They
and
spent it.
again, no matter. And one of the things that they're trying to spin off is that 50 million of these dollars, we use this to help individuals with their bill. We're like, that's not the reason you put that money aside. That money was put aside to bring about a plant, an electric plant to this area. That's what you sold us. It's if I sell me a car, you sell me a Porsche, and then all of a sudden you deliver a smart
A
car.
Porsche
I'm
with a
gonna go like,
Volkswagen engine.
I'm going like, babe, no, you give me my Porsche. You
Yeah,
promised
with a
me a
Porsche
Porsche
engine. Yeah.
with a Porsche engine complete. That's what you promised me. That's what you said you were going to deliver. Deliver the Porsche or give me back my money. It's that simple. And one of the things that I hope is that a lot of the people here in the city of Brownsville don't settle for the damn crumbs. You don't deserve the damn crumbs. Do not settle for pennies on the dollar. They took the money with deception, with lies. See, I I am even more convinced now than ever before that Martinez, Eddie Trevino, all these people, they knew from the inception, from the start of this, that it was not going to go through. But they used it as a vehicle to put money into the compadres, into the politicos, into their own pocket.
Okay, let me ask you something. You asked Tetro yesterday and gave you the opportunity. She started saying that she was manipulated, that she was afraid, but yet that she sleeps well at night because there's actually federal out there. There's law enforcement out there, and she feels that she's all safe. So here you are, here she is saying that she was so afraid of the commissioners and how intimidating it was and how afraid she was to speak up because they would call her all these names and I was playing the freaking victim, okay? How do you feel now after 12 freaking years, okay, that she's been on the commission, that she claims now that she was coerced to believe that this was something that was going to happen when only until when the audit came out, okay, that the audit came out now are they crying, oh, we didn't know. Do you believe that everybody in that commission was misled?
Absolutely not. Absolutely 100% not. I believe that, again, and I think I mentioned this last night, Commissioner Detroit stated that she, uh, was coerced, uh, was hurt, was, abused by Martinez, and some of it we saw live. It's, it's, it's not an excuse. You have, it's like with the, it's going on right now. You see something, you got to say something. You know, you've got to say something. You've got to report it to the feds. You got to let the constituents know. You've got to keep everyone in the loop in regards to what's happening. Anyone that had any
Yeah,
doubt
but it
about
wasn't
what,
on the Tanasca thing that whatever. I don't even know what the hell happened in the executive session that they came pissed off at each other. You know what I mean? But was it on the Tanasca stuff? I don't know. And the thing is, it was not voted just once at Erasmo. It was voted once to accept it and then increases. It kept being voted over and over and over, and she voted for it. Never questioned it. Now, I
I don't
doubt
think.
Rose Gowan is going to come out on the show.
No, she won't.
You know she loves
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I don't. Yeah, she loves me. No, and let me tell you one of the things that, and again, I think every single individual out there right now, and I think this is one of the reasons why we're starting to get this action or this movement going on by, Sampaio was at the meeting yesterday. You were there. Mayor Mendez, and they're all trying to say, well, we're trying to do what we need to do. Where was the whole commission a year ago? And again, they did the audit. They requested the audit. They paid for the audit. But you know what? I wanted a little bit more. Why was Brugiac continue? See, we all knew that Brugiac and all these people, Martinez, had their hand in the cookie jar. Why were they continued to be let on there, despite the fact that we all knew that they were transando us?
And nobody questioned the fact that these vendors, always the same vendors, are the ones that always get the bids. Nobody else gets the opportunity. Okay. Thank God that nobody else got, are tainted right now. But if you talk to people that were close to these people, they are distancing themselves as far away from each other right now because they don't want to be dragged into it. But it wasn't just those vendors, it was everybody else, other attorneys, other people from other counties that saw the opportunity to steal from the public. And just because these commissioners are going to blame each other that it was a unanimous vote, they think that they're protected because they're the governor party elected by the people. Okay, that they have a free pass. They don't have a free pass. The PUB board doesn't have a free pass, and the commissioners do not have a free pass. They're going to be blaming each other to see who's going to one is going to be held, who's going to one is going to hold the freaking blame. They're all to blame, all of them. Nobody stopped the theft because they are bought and paid for.
Yeah, all incumbents need to be voted out. And I think we as a community are at that stage at this point.
We're
Let's
just
just wipe the slate clean.
we're tired, dude. We're tired of being ripped off. We're tired of being the poor city. We're tired, just freaking tired of working our asses off for nothing, for somebody else to come and take it away. We were brought up to work hard for our children, to leave something behind. You're right. Everybody's using biblical terms. Everybody wants to use scripture. Okay, let's just throw this one out there. Every sin will come to light, and sin will embarrass you. Sooner or later, you pay on earth or you pay in heaven or you pay in hell. But you're going to pay. Or if not, your descendants are going to pay. They're called generational curses. Okay? Let's just freaking be honest here. I sleep well because I haven't stolen. These people are using the fact that they're commissioners, that they were coerced. They are there to be responsible, to ask the right questions. And the minutes are recorded. We could call any one of those people on the board liars through their own words and their own actions, lack of actions. Just because you told me I felt isn't what you did. There's a lot of people that didn't want to do the things that they did anyway. And I don't care what Jessica comes out here and plays a freaking victim. It's not a victim here. The fact of the matter is that we're the victims. We're the ones that are paying. The people that can't pay the light bill. You said it. What about the people that died because they didn't have electricity? The people that are starving right now because either you eat or you pay your bills or you pay your rent, but you can't do all three. You have to make a choice. And we should not be making those kind of choices when we have children, when we have elderly parents, when we have siblings, when we have disabled people. We're putting the burden of theft on them as well. We need to speak for those people. We need to act for those people. A lot of these people do not have the luxury because they're afraid to say something or they don't know exactly what's happening. And then we have commissioners out here that are passing the blame game instead of taking ownership for what they did is unacceptable, man.
Well, one of the things that I think a lot of people are mentioning out there, and you just heard it from the individual that came up to your vehicle, actually right now, is that we all expect, Zeke, for our elected officials, every single one of them, elected officials that represent this area. I'm talking about Brownsville PUB customers, every single one to be vocal. We've heard from no one.
No.
Can y'all hear me? One of the things, one of the things that we expect, and no, Maggie, you're not won't get off that easy. One of the things that we expect, and this is one of the things that I am upset about. One of the things that we expect is that we want every single one of our elected officials to be vocal in regards to what's up with the community. One of the things that we've received, and I know Kayla's on here, Maggie's on here, Zeke mentioned that individual that came to his truck. Guys, people are looking not at the elected officials for the answers. They're looking at the citizens of Brownsville who are stepping up to the mic, who are getting information, who are questioning what's going on, and I think that's very of indicative of, uh, of where we're at right now at this point in time. Meetings after meetings, they want time to leave. So I might be late for our appointment. I did not have no idea until it was. I want time to leave for the holidays. That's not that's not spin. That's fact. I'm not sorry, Commissioner. If you clarify, I'm almost caught up. Roy, don't be selective with the facts you're taking from the audit. Explain all the money plus whatever money they made from investments. Yes, and that's the sentiment of everyone out there. And I'm sorry, Commissioner, I don't get. Chanclas, give it up. The consensus is Brownsville Commissioner. So the sad part is that people still don't know what happened. Last night, I heard someone say that they wanted to PUB because their bill was too high, and the PUB lowered their bill. They were so happy that their bill was lowered. I was like, no, they lowered the bill with your own money that they owe you. Don't settle for that. They stole 130. Give us back 130. 100% not. Erasmo Castro, guide the people. Tell them that the truth positions in office are for normal civilians. All these lawyers are not supposed to hold a position in the city office. It's supposed to be for the normal civilians. They see things differently. Most lawyers just see the money and have never faced hardships like normal citizens, civilians. They are the ones who know what the residents need because they have experienced it and need of home, food, on the table, clothing your children, providing health care for them, apparently. Chanclas explained what cherry picked facts. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't completely get that. Zeke Silva es el AMLO de Bronzeville y todo Cameron County. Viva la 4T. I'm not sure what the 4T is. I believe that there are a lot of people that are getting indicted by next year. Uh, yeah, I hope it doesn't take all the way till next year for the indictments to hit. But I want someone to the commissioner also said they held meetings secretly without advising her there would be a meeting and successfully managing a unanimous vote by excluding her. Uh, I think what the what the gist of it was that there were meetings being held and she was not present at the meetings. If I'm getting that correctly, out of this audit, does the community get a discount, a free goodie bag? ¿Qué es lo que ganamos? Well, hopefully we get a little bit of justice coming our way. During the pandemic, the city commissioner scheme, the arena was a nice try. It wasn't just in Brownsville. The corruption reaches these levels. Yes, amen. God's plan never fails. Preach it. It was national. Vote them all out. Tómala. Needs to go get to work. She's on working hours at our setup, social media. She even commissioners don't get paid. Yes, Maggie. Zeke for judge because I don't like either. Vengan a votar. Thank you, Frankie. I appreciate Frankie. Frankie is doing a lot of the legwork for me while I'm taking care of my teeth. 130 million. We want our money. 100%. Tony Martinez and Trevillo need to go to the federal prison. Yeah. Ringleader Erasmo Castro, great job. Justice don't pay El Magic Valley nada compared to guys. I'm at the end of the limits. Commissioner de los Santos, if you want to clarify, I'm caught up. Let me say, folks, I appreciate everyone that comes out and tries to give information to the community. It is an insight in regards to everything that's going on. And I think yesterday, I appreciate that the Commissioner Tato came on. Uh, Not all commissioners are as forthright. I constantly appreciate Commissioner De Los Santos coming out. He's one of the commissioners that has been giving us the most information, more information than we received in the past 10 years. So you got to appreciate that. One of the things that I'd hope that individual grasp onto, guys, our community is hurting. People are upset. People feel defrauded. We've been lied to. We've been cheated. We've been abused for far too long. And one of the things that I think that it's going to be very, very hard for these individuals to come back and do restitution to everyone that paid into this is how many people have really, really gotten screwed over with this. How many people is there are no longer with us who lost everything or who lost a great chunk of stuff? That guy Zeke tells it like it is. You, my kind of guy. I thought I was your kind of guy, Papa. Thank you. No corrections. No corrections. She came out because she wants to be saved. Um, I don't think that. Good morning and the best of luck in the polls. Thank you. I think at this point in time, um, the only thing that we have, guys, is the audit right now, and the audit is very telling. What we need to start doing is start placing in something that I think Zeke mentioned. Start putting in uh, all the facts in between the dots that we have. Thank you, Commissioners De Los Santos and Commissioner Jessica Tro. The Brownsville community appreciates you guys being transparent. We appreciate you coming on, 100%. And guys, ¿dónde está Sam? El mendigo Sam anda AWOL. Guys, uh, I just got like 1,000 messages from this show, and I appreciate y'all. I'm going to do my best to get to all of them. I am going straight to my dental appointment as soon as I can get my dentist. I'm on the line. Guys, thank you for being patient with me during this time. Guys, I still need you to help out. And one of the things that I made mention at the start of the show, guys, thank you. I appreciate you. Love you. We are doing our part. Have we noticed only Democrats happen to be the ones that abuse the system? Well, they're the ones in power. Go vote BIZ school board incumbents out. Yeah, Maggie, I want you to go out there and wear one of my shirts too. And notice that, guys, we're doing our part. Now it's time for the community to do their part. And by that, I mean, guys, you cannot just go out and vote and think that you've done your duty. We need your duty. We need you to vote every that's okay. Uh, vote Caballero Elizondo Ortiz. Maggie, you should have a shirt from last time. Did you see what Sugar posted about Samsung? Wow, incredible! And I'm going to go get that right now. His job is to serve the people, 100%. Give me a shirt, Maggie. You have 1,000 shirts of mine, guys. Uh, Go out and vote. Get people to vote. My sister is sending me text messages. These are the text messages I'm sending. These are the inboxes I'm sending. Guys, do the same. Inbox, text everyone. Tell everyone. Go vote. Erasmo Castro, Carlos Cascos, Victor Caballero, Carlos Elizondo, and Frank Ortiz. Wipe clean. Guys, thank y'all. I appreciate you. I love y'all. I'm going to go try and answer some of the messages. Guys, have a great, great day. Social distance, face covering, hand sanitizer, shielding, all that crap. We'll be back tonight at 9 p.m. Maggie will be running the show tonight, as well as Frankie and Sam. So maybe Commissioner de Los Santos can help them out. That'd be interesting. I am going to be a little bit on the sedative side. Guys, take care. God bless. Be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. Adios.